Hello guys, it's Victor once again and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be discussing how to write a financial aid statement. I know many of you might be asking, what is a financial aid statement? When do I need to write a financial aid statement, and why in the first place do I need to write a financial aid statement for a scholarship? These questions and many more will be answered in the course of this video. So a financial aid statement is like an essay that you need to write in certain universities while applying for a scholarship. So I must admit, not all universities require a financial aid statement, but where some funds are available and they want to give it to those who are most in need of that fund, you might require applicants who are interested to write a financial aid statement. I've written actually 2 financial aid statements and they both got me scholarships. My first financial aid statement was written for the London School of Economics and Political Science. Then I'd already gotten admission into the university. So by then I'd submitted my statement of purpose, my references, and every other document, transcripts, and every other thing they needed. So I got in and they sent me this form, this financial aid form, and they said if you're interested in any of the scholarships, you also have to fill in your details and also answer these particular questions on your financial status, and would see whether you qualify for a scholarship or not. I also wrote a financial aid statement for the University of London School of Oriental and African Studies. This is actually for a PhD application. So again, they require you to first get into the university and then apply for any available fund by showing your financial condition. And so how do we write this financial aid statement? So in case you need to write, I'll be showing you the techniques I used to write mine. And I wrote it both times, and both times I got the scholarships. So number 1, they want you to show how you've been able to fund your studies in the past. Some financial aid statements, the instructions are clearly written, or some guiding instructions or guiding questions are often written, like how you funded your education thus far, the challenges you encountered, and what you intend to do if you're given this scholarship, your academic or professional background, and what you hope to do in the future. So questions like that. So how did I write mine? The temptation most times is to just run into telling them your sad stories, how you suffered, the challenges and everything. But yes, it's a good time to tell them about your challenges, but it's also a good time to tell them about your heroic triumph, how you were able to succumb these obstacles, how you were able to jump over this hurdle and succeed in spite of the difficulties. So for instance, I told them about my family, that I'm from a family of 7 children, and my parents are semi-literate. They didn't go to the university. In fact, my dad never went to a secondary school, but they encouraged us with all they could with their meager resources, and it was quite a difficult experience. And I also got assistance from like church. I had bursary awards and a number of things. But yeah, it was a difficult situation because I also had to assist in the family business, for instance. That after school, you have to join the family business and look for a way to raise money to eat in the first place. And this was a challenge. But in spite of this, I was able to compete favorably with my peers and come out with flying results. So I haven't stated the challenge I went through, then state how I was able to succumb the challenge. For instance, I had to stay up at night to make sure I did my assignments. I had to borrow textbooks, or I had to save from the income I got probably from an aunt or from an uncle or something like that, to fill the gap. And at the end of the day, I came out triumphant. So that triumphant part is very important, because you're not just showing them that you're a victim, but you've moved from being a victim to a victor. I hope that is clear. And tell them about your academic specialization or your professional field of interest. So this is the topic you're interested in, this is why it is important, and this is the progress you've made in the field so far. For instance, I wrote I was interested in governmental accountability, and then I was working as a news writer. I was using my own forum to spread awareness, to equip the masses with information on how to hold the elected office holders accountable. So I was able to tell them that I'm already in the field. I organize opinion polls. I put out news reports, both on social media and on the news blog, to get people engaged and get people fired up about public accountability, about transparency. So I told them exactly what I was doing. Then I moved on to tell them why I needed a master's degree. So I told them I wanted to amplify my contribution to this area of government accountability, the masses holding their government officials accountable and pressing them to give them the dividends of democracy. I was interested in issues like corruption, transparency, and other issues like that. So, and I said this degree will give me a leverage to contribute more through research, through exposure to global practices on anti-corruption, global practices on transparent governance. Then I stated the problem that I'm interested in this course and actually I've gotten in, but the problem now is finance. So I had a financial problem initially and I was able to succumb that at the end of the day. But presently what I'm earning is not enough to sponsor my studies at the London School of Economics and Political Science. And you could also fill in the university you applied to, the university you got in. So that this is what I intend to do. This is very important for my society, but unfortunately I do not have the fund to support this dream, to support this ambition. Then remind them of how well you have done with the support you've received in the past. So what do I mean? If you've received scholarships in the past, if you've received some form of assistance in the past, tell them how judiciously you use these opportunities. Tell them that the scholarships you received in the past, you were able to give back by your stellar academic performance, by the research you did, by the community activities you engaged in. So you're telling them that you're a worthy investment, that you have a track record of giving back, of giving your donors returns in investment. So if they are to invest this amount of money in you, they are to invest the scholarship in you, they should be confident that you give them their money's worth. And that makes sense. So show them that you have a track record of not being ungrateful. And the best way of showing gratitude is showing that you value the scholarships or you value the opportunities given to you in the past, and these are your track record. This is how you're able to judiciously utilize opportunities given to you in the past, and you're asking for another opportunity, asking them to bank on your track record of delivering whenever you're given that opportunity. So you could also remind them of your academic qualifications, that this is what you've done and you've met the eligibility requirements already, and then all you just need is this push in your next for your next academic progress or professional progress, and that's it. So remember not to give them that victim mentality. Yes, you've suffered, yes, you've gone through hell, yeah, it is okay, but it's not enough, because several other applications will be doing the same thing. Everyone will be telling a sad story of how they suffered in their childhood, how they suffered in university, and they had to do 5 jobs. But what will stand you out is the unique things you bring into the narrative, how you triumph, your track record of how you're able to give back to society in spite of the fact that you have from a low socio-political background. So how you're able to utilize past opportunities given to you, and you're telling the university or the department, give me this opportunity and you will not regret it, because I will give you back your money's worth. So talking about giving back your donors or your sponsors their money's worth, let me do a self evaluation. So did I give back to those donors, or did I justify the amount of money they spent on me? I think I did, actually, if you ask me. And for my first scholarship, I studied at the London School of Economics, and I graduated with a good result, the merits, and with that result I've been able to apply for another scholarship, and I also got it. And I've been able to write papers about governmental transparency, about corruption, about resource management, so I'm actually living up to expectations, actually. So if I'm to apply for a scholarship tomorrow, I will tell them that these are the scholarships I've received, and this is what I've been able to do after these scholarships. I've been able to advance my professional career, and I hope this has also enlightened you in case you need to write a financial aid statement. So it is not just about writing how poor you are, how much you've suffered, how much you've been tortured by poverty, by insecurity, by bad infrastructure and things like that. Yeah, it's a good time to mention those things, but remember there's a second dimension of how you triumphed, how you've been able to give back in spite of the difficulties. And with this, guys, I hope you've been informed, you've been enlightened on how to write a financial aid statement. And until next time, guys, stay inspired, stay healthy, and bye-bye.